So, welcome to a parking lot. Congrats, you made it. I told you, I take you to weird spots. This place used to be something relevant to the history of Charleston. You're not going to find any of the tours coming here because there's nothing to see. Imagine when I bring 10 people here at a time. Lots of religious terms are going to come through, just so all Spirit Box people know that. You are in the Holy City, and again, it's a Saturday night. All the evangelists are starting to work, so you're going to start to see a lot of religious phrases. But anyway, so all the tours aren't coming.
I just heard God on here.
Oh yeah, you're going to get a lot more. Trust me.
Blue skies.
Blue skies, right? Remember that phrase, blue skies. So, welcome to the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. Their mansion actually sat in the front of the space, facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant, came all the way across, and then the servant slave quarters were in the back of the area. I'm very excited about the phrase blue skies. This is me very excited, everybody, just so you guys know. I'm not a TV show host. I'm very excited that you had the phrase blue skies. You're going to see why here in just a minute. This place used to be that mansion, and it belonged to Charles and Eliza Pinckney. So who the heck were these two people? Charles and Eliza. Oh, communication devices. All three Spirit Boxes. This is where I start withholding information on purpose. I'm not going to be giving you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did over there with the big red ball. Okay, so you're going to get the answers from the communication devices. So I'm going to be withholding a lot of things. Anyway, back to Charles and Eliza. They had a son named Charles, a nephew named Charles. 3 Chucks, in case nobody was paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. Everybody had the same damn names back in
I just heard the number 3.
3
Chucks.
3 Chucks. I want more. Like, it's not enough for me. It's good.
Yeah.
But I want more.
$3.99.
On sale now. This is going to be a very exciting night for me. So back to the 3 Chucks. That's why we look for those secondary clues. In the event that she heard the name Charles, I'm hoping you're going to get which Charles it was. So that way I know how to address them. They are 3 different men. But the son and the nephew, signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for us. I hate politics more than all of you combined, believe it or not. You know, we had the word Republican show up already. And I was already kind of like all over that stuff. But anyway, if I don't give the gentleman that recognition for signing the Constitution, they will do it for me in a nasty manner through a Spirit Box. So I just give them the recognition, we move on. We're going to be talking about Eliza instead. Her history is way better. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. If you're going to be asking Eliza how old she was when she married Charles, do not expect numbers from the colonial times when young ladies got married at like 12 and 14. Think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married. It was kind of a creepy age back then, it's kind of creepy now. I'm just going to put that out there, little subtle clues. Anyway, she married him because her father was over in England. He thinks he's dying. He wants all of his kids back home so he could see him one last time, and Eliza didn't believe he was dying. She stayed put right where you're standing and got married. Well, it's 1744. You don't get married in that year to earn a green card. We are not a country, so that wasn't a thing yet. She did marry this guy out of love. And believe it or not, everybody, this is a true love story. There is nothing horrific about this location. It is a place of respect. So I'll remind you again before we part ways and we start exploring the space. But anyway, Eliza was correct. Dad did not die right away. Instead, Dad is now sending Eliza gifts to right where we're standing. One of those gifts happened to be the plant seeds of indigo. Indigo is a plant that makes blue dye that makes your blue jeans blue. That's how we use it today. So that's why I'm excited about the word blue skies. So, yeah. So your Spirit Boxes, just a quick little update, are slowed down. If you ask what color is a big red barn and you hear Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, I don't need Rudolph the nosed reindeer. I just need the word red. We have our message. That's why blue skies is exciting to me. So, anyway.
I heard God, creatures.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot. You're going to be really good at this by the end of the night. At times I'm going to be like, Avery, slow down. Let me get through the history. But
I heard love.
Again, true love story, but very vague. I want specifics. But once she got her seeds, no idea what to do with it. She had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it going. It's not always hot here. Then she had to learn how to make the dye, then moved it to a cash crop, got a hold of Dad and told him rice plantations were going downhill. They were going to make a killing with this indigo plant, and she was correct. We now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. It's something absolutely unheard of. That's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys are here. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give the communication devices focus questions. You can say these things out loud or focus on them. Keep in mind, we do have 2 extra cameras plus my voice recorder. If Avery's asking a question, Tara might get the answer. We never know where the answer is going to go, including the 2 cameras or voice recorder. So you guys are seeing the point. Matt is the only one without communication, if you guys are seeing the point on that. So he's more of the safety director, kind of monitoring everything else with me. As far as the questions go, we'll start off with yours because it normally only gives us 1 to 2 syllables at a time. The mansion is your focus. It's not here unless you can see a mansion and I can't. Ask what happened to it. If you get the what, or somebody else does, we often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that tragedy occurred. Clue, it was a tragedy. You can also go after the marriage questions if you want.
Okay.
That thing will give you all kinds of stuff. Avery, you're going to focus on Eliza's death.
Okay.
Based on what your spirit box is. Now, 4 major questions that we get answers to. How old were you when you died? What did you die from? Where are you buried? And which president was a pallbearer at your funeral? So, again, the pallbearer question, again, comes up all the time now. We've been hearing it more and more. As far as yours goes, you're going to be kind of the collective, but hopefully you're going to get answers that they don't get. But your major focus is going to be, which Eliza are we dealing with? Here's why. The one I just told you about with all the indigo and the plantations, she's the second wife named Eliza from Charles, back to back. First wife, also named Eliza, also has a maiden name that starts with the letter L. Figure out which Eliza we're dealing with. You can also cherry pick off the other questions that I've already handed out. 3 major rules while you're here. Be respectful. No yes, no questions. Do not ask about Eliza's children. I will explain why before we leave the space. So we're going to basically spread out. If your cameras aren't already running, get them running. And again, I'm going to do a couple of round robins with everybody to kind of see what's going on, take a bunch of notes, regroup us. I'm going to keep Matt with me for just a few minutes so I can explain to him what to expect out of his device at each location. Because his is the only one I didn't get a full explanation. Give me the last 2 or 3 terms, which you don't know how to get to.
Shuttle, boy, God.
Okay, so we're pretty much doing everything. So both your buttons are on the right. If you want to see what's on the list, you hit the little scroll and then top right to get back to your main screen.
Okay.
That's it. That's your only operation. All right, guys, spread out.
Should we like ask the questions?
Up to you. You can ask them out loud, but Eliza, I'm here every night except for this week. So that's no lie. But again, it's not like she doesn't know what we're going to be asking. So hopefully those answers just start to trickle in. If you ask your own questions, just be respectful. That's it. Don't ask about the kids. So just scratch me there. I'll explain before. It's definitely not sunny. With yours. So go ahead and start with me.
I think so. I hear it. What happened to the mansion? I feel like I'm hearing. Are you hearing what come through?
Can you repeat that? What happened to the mansion?
It's like going in between like 2 or 3 different songs. What? Is it a signal thing? Alright, I'm gonna turn around and record this side. See. Okay. Yeah.
Love story, right?
Yeah, love story.
What's your love story?
You guys get the gist of it? Brave?
Brave. 10:30.
4 or something. Oh, you said 4TK. Right
Right
now.
now?
Right now. Okay. Right now. What are we? Right now. What's another question you can ask?
I don't know. I'm trying to hear it. I heard 4 and right now.
Let's. Want to try going over there?
How are we doing on this?
I heard. I swear it said 4.
And then we
I
heard
heard right
now.
That came through.
For right now. So 2 different phrases. The
Yeah.
number 4 and then right now.
Yes.
Okay. Were you asking anything specific with any of those 2 questions?
I asked what happened to the mansion. I feel like it's really hard to hear it.
So the number 30 came up again. Second 30 that showed up. But yeah, it's not easy, just so you know.
No, I know. Like it feels like it's just really staticky. The only thing I really heard is 4 and right now. Right now was the clearest thing that's come through.
And like I said, you guys are only going to hear like 20 to 25 things all night long. So you've already given me 2. So just kind of keep that in mind. This particular spirit box, is not always the easiest because it comes out so sporadic.
Yeah.
Hers is constant.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's even a little too constant for my liking of when I'm doing an investigation. But I keep the volume pushed through that filter a little bit further just because you guys aren't used to doing this. You're still getting little breaks.
Yeah.
Like it'll go down to nothing. You know what I mean? And that's really what you want. Like I want it to literally just come out like every 30 seconds with something. That's how I set it up for me. But that's me. I'm different. I've been doing this a long time.
Okay.
But yeah. Any voice you can think you can make out, it's always your first instinct. So, just heard the number 5.
Sarah, look at this. Is this just a glow hitting the corner of the? I mean, but I'm not sure how.
It might be that light.
Hitting it,
That light.
and it's just catching a good reflection in the camera.
Shine it at it again. Yeah, I think that's a glow, but I could be. It's on both sides though.
Yeah. Because if I go over there, okay, but when
Would the question be like where she met Charles?
Sure. Where did you meet Charles?
Did you hear that?
Jay?
They?
All right.
Careful fun. Did you hear that?
I heard that. I didn't catch it though. Is there a way we can? Was that a?
Where did y'all meet? Sounded like opera there for a second. And the music.
Ooh, maybe they met at the opera.
Maybe.
Well, we can ask a yes or no question. Was that 11 again?
No, I didn't catch it.
I feel like that was 11 twice.
Yeah.
You heard the number 11?
I heard 11.
What were you asking?
Well, we asked where did they meet. We heard a day, and we also heard 11 twice. And then what you said, opera music at one point?
It sounded like opera music came through for some
11
reason.
is part of the date of what happened to the mansion.
It's okay. Let's go try a different. Let's go in that corner. Let's try something different. You got another question for us?
I feel like every time you stepped in the middle there,
It was very.
like it sounded like words were trying to come out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like you're getting a really clear signal of things.
It's a good mansion question.
What color was the mansion? Maybe. Was it? What did it say? Can you repeat that?
It almost sounded like it said red.
Was it?
I need help? Did you hear the man's voice?
I'm here. I don't know there.
24?
What's 24? Was that music?
But it said seek? I didn't catch that.
I hope this is catching it.
I hope so. We got 24. I don't know what that means. 24. Do you think it's interesting that they said 30 twice?
Yeah.
And you and I are gonna be 30 next. I heard I. That's all I heard. I heard, did you hear that? Yep.
Yeah.
You guys looked very curious.
We got 24.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what were you asking?
Dude, I forgot my question.
My best.
I swear it said I, and then it said yep at some point.
25. They just heard 24.
Oh, really?
It's almost like somebody's counting.
A little bit.
We'll give us another minute or two.
Okay.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. So, again, I'm still learning about this camera, so you guys got to tell me what's going on with it.
Okay.
I only use it like myself, like one time out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, I got the gist. I'm going to pass it off. I know how to watch them because I know what I'm looking for, but yeah, I wanted to make sure what we had new was a little bit more compact and easier to work. The other one was like this giant tree with lights all over it. I'm like, yeah, it's got to go. Like, it's too chunky.
I've heard words. I just never.
You want to go back to the center?
Could.
Where we were about right here?
Kind of turn around and like just go in a circle.
I'm going to focus on you. I'm back up a second.
you feel? Is it just asking if I feel comfortable?
Was that guy or was it gun? Which one?
I don't know if that was guys or guns.
I need a notebook.
I swear it either said guys or guns. I don't know which one.
I feel. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't know. She's been spitting out some things.
I thought it said guys.
Pretty vague.
Yeah. It's like, it says words, but I can never catch them all.
That's why I always say with that one, first instinct. Always your first instinct.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to give Avery another minute. Chase, you got anything on yours?
No, she's staying at interest.
Saying it's interest. And we did get the word money. And Dad was asking her, like, hey, what's your favorite thing? Money and interest.
Yeah.
She makes money on it. Alright, I think it's fair to say we could wrap this one up. So let's kind of pull together right where we started. Let's head over this way. Alright, go ahead and hit stop. Get this. Here's how we go. In the event that other tours are going to come in here, we're going to come in through that ivy wall, just so you know, because there's a little stairwell right there, or they're going to come in the same way we do. However, any other tourists will walk all the way through here, so you just point your cameras downwards as they kind of pass through us. Don't film it directly. Talk to me. Avery, we're going to start with you. What you hear along the way?
Palmer dance. That was about, oh, I forgot.
Okay. Chase, last few
I
words.
heard Jeff, I think.
Importance, category, value, medicine, periodical.
Medicine and periodical is definitely relevant to this location. Did you just get those while we walked in
Those
here?
are last thing.
Awesome. Love it.
I got 3 on the way over here. Aggressively 3. I heard help me. I did hear God there.
You're near the tallest people we have, so all religious terms are out at this point. It's just common. I have to take it as kind of like it's just kind of like the vibe around here.
And then I just heard a lot of different songs. Nothing.
No lyrics that you can make out.
But then you will.
I did hear you will. And I couldn't catch the end of it. Like, yeah.
I definitely like medicine and periodical. Definitely still have to work well with here. So this location, like I said, I'm going to bring this with the left hand. I supposed to pour his in the dark. All down here. Here's how this one goes. Every ghost tour comes down here, believe it or not, even though there's nobody here. I didn't know how tonight was going to go with other tours for you guys, just so you guys know. Again, we just got out of this hurricane, and I just saw like one small group as I was meeting up with you guys, so we might be like the only people out here. It's perfectly fine by me. But anyway, they all come down here. All 338 ghost tours in Charleston come here. I was going to take this out of my route. I think I told one of you that I used to change up my route every single year by taking out one space and adding in a new one. This guy follows me around from here moving forward, so there's no point in taking it out of my route, and I probably never will. Pinky Mansion, just so you guys know, tried to take that one out of my route because I was getting very disrespectful ghost hunters on your end. Like, hey, Eliza, let's do this, and then they're taking a leak in the corner. So I was getting very nasty messages on a recorded spirit box week after week, so I kind of gave it a few weeks break. So that's why I'm so harping on the be respectful while we're in that location, because of that kind of mentality. But I do walk through here every single night before I meet with you guys and tell Eliza all of your names if I have them. So for tonight, it was obviously Sarah and Sabrina are coming, and then I have Christina who's bringing 3 other adults, and it's just out of respect. So kind of a preamble before you guys even get there, so that way we have a nice perspective, kind of thing. Anyway, this guy here, here's how this one goes. We all tell the same story. Mine has extra details because we're ghost hunting, we're not on a TV. I'm campfire much more than those stories. By the way, you're looking for an 8 or above because of the land post give us up to a 7.
Okay.
So just kind of keep that in mind. Those numbers are rare. When you see them, I'm excited. Here's how it goes. The doctor was down here from Rhode Island. His name was Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. He had the word medicine already, and then he walked in. Or periodical or something like this, right? So Dr. Ladd, by the way, if the song Brown Eyed Girl while we're here, or it shows up while we're here, it's not coincidence. We get it all the time. It's part of the name. So yeah, you gotta see what's going on there. Dr. Ladd moves here because he's supposed to get married to his fiance, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with this cash flow that she just got. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. He tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. I think they're going to pass all the way through us to go down to the halfway mark to see as far as we're allowed to go. See where they're going to go. Perfect. Gotcha. Awesome. You guys deserve a raise, you know that, right? Sorry.
Be respectful.
And we're back out. Okay. So, the doctor told Amanda to go to the doctor, so he comes down here to Charleston. Her is not after the month. On his lane account, like coaching to send him off to be robbed and killed. Kind of like having a really bad Uber driver. But anyway, somebody was walking by and seeing what's about to happen to the newcomer because he needed coaching. The person walking by is named Ralph Isaacs. I say his name slowly because it has the same initials as where the doctor came from. Rhode Island, Ralph Isaacs. I was getting the letters RI on regular spirit boxes all the time, so I bought another device. It acts like a little Ouija board based off of EMF. So it gives us letters instead of the actual readouts that we're asking for. We've had the letters RI several times in the past year that I've had it, only when I bring up Ralph's name. You guys seeing the point. We're not using it tonight because it's not always productive. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. We'll rent your room. Give me safe and good to go. The doc took him up on the offer. Now the two gentlemen are friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He started his medical practice here. He's doing pretty well. And then he gets wind of this. She's moving down so that way they can be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is why it's the Baker story. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliche whistling ghost. We all have them. There's some legitimacy to this guy, though. And talk about that. So why are we standing in this alley about this whole story? This place is called Philadelphia Alley, and it used to be called Jewelers Alley. This is where some of the jewels used to occur for the city of Charleston. So that's why we're here. So why here with the doctor? Dr. Ladd and Ralph had a duel. Let's get into it. They go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So, on the way home, after seeing Richard III, they're arguing over the new actress they just saw, and Dr. Ladd thought that the new actress was great, and Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancé. Back home in Rhode Island, it got really ugly, and they went their separate ways. However, Ralph went to his friends at the newspaper, periodical. He places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston that he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a you're a disgrace to society kind of mentality. Doc saw this ad, but rebutted with, let's just go to Jewelers Alley. We're going to settle this shit, and somebody's going to die. All this over an actress, by the way, just to point that out one more time. They came down here back to back. They took them 10 paces away from each other. They turned, and Doc pointed his gun in the air. Shot his one shot. He did not want to kill his friend. He wanted to have the courage to show up, which is often what happens at a duel. But Ralph still has his one bullet. He puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die. He drowned. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, after refusing medical treatment on November 2nd of 1786. You had 68 earlier or 86?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Anybody else remember that number that she heard back at Pinkman Mansion?
Yeah, she said 86.
Okay.
I thought it was 6. I thought it was 6.
She did say 68. She did say either 68 or 86. Brenda says that she said
I
80. Okay. So, he could have been trailing, like kind of it might be coming, but that's still a little too far away from him. Normally, if he starts here, and everywhere we go from here is kind of a place of raised emotion for him. That's why he follows us around. But remember, the guy's story's been told for the past 50 years by 300 plus ghost stories. I'm the only guy that can communicate that. So he will show up for us again, so you know. But I'd like to point out two things about the last statement of the actual story of it being 1786 and he refused medical treatment. first off, gunshot wounds back in 1786 were a lot different than what we know of them now. He's also a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but he failed. He died. Now, every ghost story is going to tell their deaths to listen for the whistles. We have 2 cameras running plus my voice recorder. This embodied whistle is going to come through one of those 3 devices. So hopefully, when you guys are listening to I don't listen to the audio of the cameras either, by the way, just so you guys know. Only because I used to give the cameras to my skeptics, and they say some really rotten stuff. So I just stopped listening to the audio. I just put it on mute so I could focus on the visuals, and I watched it fast forward. Much easier to find an anomaly on those cameras when they're moving twice as fast. But anyway, if you're going to try this on your own and walk through the alley, I know some of you are like leaving after today. You go all the way through the alley, you use the voice recorders on your phone. Just remember, every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. So me included. It's just kind of something we do around here. Here's why we got thrown out of here. This is the fun part. I can't take you all the way through. We're only actually allowed to go down halfway. Here's how I got caught. This alley didn't always go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall halfway between where I'm standing at this gate and Cumberland Street. The reason why is because this is what they call Cow Alley. They kept all their livestock here. So cows, goats, and chickens were all through here. Why am I telling you this? The bricks down at the other side, they started down there and worked their way up this way slowly. Those are older than the ones you're standing on. Those bricks down there are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child in one of those bricks down there, and some fingerprint swipes and others. I used to take my groups all the way down there for a history lesson. Nothing paranormal about that brick. You already know how I feel about cemeteries. The kid's not there. He's not staring at that brick in the afterlife. November 26, 2020. Took my entire group down there for the quick little, here's the brick that I told you about, let's move on, because the rest of my tour was that way. However, that brick, they all stood around and started waiting for something to happen with all their gadgets and gizmos. I'm trying to shoo them along because we're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm just trying to be respectful, not realizing we were out of bounds for tours at that time of night. The new owner of that mansion came out screaming. My daughter, who was younger than you guys, at the time thought it was great. Dad's getting yelled at. She thought it was hysterical. She was tackling her ass on. We moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, especially Thanksgiving, because before I started doing this and using my degrees, I used to be in upper management for Walmart. You guys like to fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I will never work another Thanksgiving ever again. So the next day was the 28th. I called my partner that I had at the time. I know it's hard to tell back there as I'm working on it. Trying to speed through it. I called him and told him what happened so I could figure out what to do next, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did. He's like, dude, you only have to go down halfway. Reroute your group. Well, normally the next story I would tell you is about pirates. I got kicked out of there too. It's just the space that they're monitoring for tourists to see if we're actually part of the tourism industry in that space. So, we're going to be working on something new, but what I told my group that night was, I don't believe in the next story, guys. I'm into vampires, not pirates. Before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't even tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. I was kind of like, okay, maybe we'll get something. Took him around the corner, told him what I knew about piracy in Charleston. Not much, by the way. Somebody else heard the number 300. Don't know what that means. Write it down. Research showed we were there November 28th of 2020, and Bonnie's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the reaction I normally get. I was actually pissed off. I have a master's degree in creative writing. Whenever I'm researching anything, especially this, I need facts and data. Pirate stories are written after the golden age of piracy, like by 100 years. That's a problem. So, what we're doing next is going to be dealing with an apparition. So Sabrina's camera can allegedly see them. We're going to hopefully go up there and try to capture it after I tell you why we're looking for an apparition at that particular cemetery. And of course, spirit boxes will be full in play once we kind of get up in there and around our turn, because again, it's a big stop for other tourists too. I don't know if they're going to be up there or not. Any words I need to know about Chase before we leave this space and try to cool off?
I mean, I've just been getting, I'll tell you, I've gotten soldiers, total, plastic, sheriff, yard, rig, rope, bird, pilot, awful, fair, ease, recommendation, instinct.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff.
Soldier, forest.
Still got a whole lot of nothing out there. Unless something's going to match up with Avery's recording. And I know you were on mute at this point.
Cancel.
What was it? Yeah,
Cancel.
there's a loop. Anything above an 8?
Nah, 2.8 is the highest.
Okay. All right, let's get those cameras
3.3
stopped.
right next up.
Let's go ahead and now you also have a zoom on your Sabrina, so you have a little button that goes horizontally, so you can go back and forth. So, but yeah, we'll get about 5 to 7 minutes worth of footage here, and we'll see what Avery gets out of hers. How's our wordless coming? Who has that now?
We have just been outstanding evening in trunk.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
And I will tell you, like, if
Oh,
I
and
oh, it won't generate, by the way, when it's on that screen. So you want to make sure you keep going back to the main screen.
Adana.
Autonomy. By the way, if you call Miss, oh, you can definitely listen in. If you call Susan, she will correct you. I've done it. Like when I first started doing this, and because this was part of my first original route, I would call her Susan Howard Hardy, and immediately Sue would show up somewhere. Like, oh shit, don't call her Susan. That's what it is. On your EMF, just so you know, we have gotten like some 8s and 12s over here.
Okay.
Like closer to the church over here on my side. So if you want to stay over there and test it, that's fine. Like I'm cool with it. I'll be curious to see what you actually get. In our last location, Matt, just so you know, where we get into that park, we've seen triple digits in there as well during that blindfold test.
Okay.
So definitely want to keep an eye on your
Power.
power.
It hit 3.8 for a second.
Just like what? Did you catch that, Jay?
There
Just
he
like you.
is.
Here he is. Manager.
Oh. And I don't really have like a set of questions here. Like this is more like, let's see if you even kind of want to come out and chit chat with us. You can if you want.
Susan, are you here?
Oh, you're provoking. Got it.
Sorry.
Mom, that's a yes or no.
I'm sorry.
Job, man. He's got a job with me later. Just so you guys know.
I was
earlier. What did you say?
Sue,
Red
are
Barn.
you able to
Red
make
Barn?
yourself
Yeah.
known to us? Are you able to make yourself known to us too?
That's a yes or no.
It is.
It is, isn't it?
I'll catch you every time. Sorry, English
No,
guy.
you really. Is there a way you can make yourself?
A little bit tired.
How can you make yourself known to us?
You guys see the light off to the left, by the way?
Yeah.
The church put that there on purpose so that people like us don't come over here.
Oh.
It causes light flares in most cameras.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What was the light? A little bit tired.
So which was the headstone that you got the?
So I didn't capture it. It was somebody else. But what we're looking for is Sue's grave is like all the way in the back, right to the left of the cross headstone. I don't know if you can see that. If you come over this way, Matt.
Oh, I see it now.
And then it's one more row back, like facing the back, like towards the alley.
Okay.
Does it like go through like songs?
It does.
Like spit out the lyrics?
Yep.
Lamp.
And then
Both?
Vote. Sorry, folks, vote.
November 5th?
I love dates, but I don't know what the hell that one means. I thought it said career too.
Let me in.
No, Sue, you're supposed to let us in.
Healthcare?
Healthcare. Sue have a good healthcare? I'm guessing not. She died at 29, so I'm guessing
Sue,
not.
what happened to your baby?
Sue, if there's details that we don't know, you could tell us. That was weird.
So, I think
I heard 10.
The same voice again.
it's had that voice a little bit.
So here's the weird thing. I'm going to put you on mute for just a second. I have suspicions that Big John is buried in here. Now, I'm going to just point out that there's two different cemeteries right here. They
Yeah.
both belong to St.
I
Philip's
heard a
Church.
lot of like football like plays, like radio stations of football.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know I'm about to talk about Big John
Yeah,
again?
yeah,
Okay.
that's what I said.
I'm
It's
just
on
saying.
mute right now.
So, Big John had his funeral down here, but to be buried on this side, you have to be a native Charlestonian, which means you have to be born in Charleston in order to get buried over here. Everybody else goes across the street. Big John's grave is unknown of where he is buried. It is, because he's a celebrity. They probably didn't want people coming in here, you know, and there's a lot of like unmarked graves around Charleston because of who they were. But we do get a lot of things wrapped around Big John over here. We just got the name John, but the same voice was heard through about 8 to 10 stations before that. So that's super weird. Like, radio stations do not carry over 3 to 4 signals, more than that. They were not going to go through 8 signals to give me the same damn voice. So that was super weird. I almost want to go back through your regular audio to verify what was being heard. So, sorry, just putting you back on mute. That's why I don't tell you guys everything up front. How's our, anything coming up on our cameras?
I don't think so. Not really.
So we'll kind of give it another minute. Avery, you got anything else?
What?
She might have a job with me later just for comic relief. Have you heard anything else?
Nothing really, just what I've said. Nothing.
You guys hear people whistling back there?
Yeah. A lot of static.
Sue, do you want to share the details of your story with us?
Okay. Sometimes it takes a second to warm up. It's almost like an old ham radio.
Yeah. Avenue? 9th Avenue?
So we just asked her if she could share the details, and then right then you said 9th Avenue.
The records for Sue have been lost in fires. So
What?
the records, like her death records,
Are
can't
these,
find them.
are these reflections I be seeing?
You're getting a little bit of like light flare because of that guy over there.
Okay.
Just
'Cause
based
it's
on
like-
the movement of the camera.
3?
But I'm definitely gonna take a look again.
Okay.
I always watch this part in detail.
What are the colors that we're looking for? Black and blue, right?
Yeah.
And
Those are your
then
cold areas.
the camera.
So that's gonna be the sky off in the distance in between the trees.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't think you want to hold it either, right?
I thought I heard red again too.
Red.
Guilty?
What was it? Guilty?
Guilty?
That could be some Aunt Bonnie shit tracing over. Forget something.
Would you?
Forget.
Forget connect.
Mustang?
Dan Bonnie was a savage.
Cemetery.
She was
Pretty brutal.
yeah. She
Sue,
wasn't
share
shy.
the
in that
details
shot.
with us.
It was like, I got shot.
Sue, before we go, can you tell us how old you were when you died?
Letter?
Did I say 91?
Oh, did you read that fish? Oh.
All right, cameras, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Wait, how would I?
Blindfolds in bulk, by the way. You can do that on Amazon underneath the 50 Shades of Grey tab. Sorry, I did that with teenagers. Yeah, we're gonna keep a nice tight circle, by the way.
Okay.
Let's kind of keep it nice and tight so I don't just loud like that. Go ahead and take that off. Perfect. So you're gonna tell me literally everything that you hear.
Okay.
This should look like a conversation. Somebody's gonna be in their body, tap you on the shoulder because you're gonna start talking way too loud. I already know that's gonna happen. So most people do it. Don't be ashamed. Just try to keep a nice calm voice. When I say go, you're going to pull the blindfold down, headphones on, and then find your volume, whatever you can't hear me with.
Okay.
You're going to leave it alone. You want want to make sure you're not toying with it and cheating. Some people have tried that, and I catch them every single time.
Okay.
I promise. I love it. I promise I won't cheat.
That wouldn't be fun.
We'll keep you under for 10 minutes. Remember, when we are done, somebody will tap you on the leg. You take off your own stuff, your blindfold, your headset, and none of you go up. Leave the antenna in.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. We don't want to give it too much. Sabrina, have you ever done this before?
No.
Okay, so this is not going to be Jurassic Park where dinosaurs eating your face off kind of stuff. You're going to see a galaxy off in the distance just kind of moving around. It's there for ambient so that way you don't fall asleep. Every once in a while, a picture is going to show up in front of it. Tell us what the picture is in brief description. 2 ladies bench tree. Very, very simple terms. Only reason why is because she's going to be talking and I can't hear you. When we're done, I'll just say go ahead and peel that thing off your face. But if she's not talking much, which I don't think that's going to happen, I might ask you probing questions. What are the 2 ladies wearing? What time of hair are they wearing? So forth and so on. All you're going to have to do is look straight ahead. And your focus button, I'm just getting this set up for you. Your focus button is right here, so you can just move that dial until it's in focus for you. Great, now I lost it. There we go. And it will line up with you. All you have to do is look straight ahead. So, Avery, blindfold down, headphones on, crank it up. You're good to go. Slide it over your head and find your focus.
I gotta turn them off. I can still hear.
Okay. It is 11:18. Here's his ear box. We got both ears covered. What color is a blue banana? Awesome. She can't hear. All right, Henry. I got 2 folks here on the bench. Avery, can you still hear me? Avery, can you hear me? Perfect. Henry, we're going to use the blue box tonight and then the frequency box. So use that frequency to give us some words. We're going to ask you about your job first, like we always do. I don't appreciate the word devil showing up twice with you trying to scare my folks. They don't scare very easily. They're here to have some fun and learn about you. So if you can give us an image about your work, or you can tell Miss Avery about your work, and she'll repeat it back to us.
TV, Discovery,
Henry,
Tiny, walked in,
Henry. Tell us about your work. Can you tell us more about what you did for a living? Is somebody else?
first 2 people.
Okay. What do they look like?
One suit. One very tall, one short. Looks like a hat.
Time era?
Your voice. How you use your voice.
Henry. Should I be nicer?
Is that one eye? Lens.
That's weird.
Missing hand.
Henry, I'm not understanding the image. Let's get back to your work. Can you tell us about your work? And what is it about my voice? Should I be nicer to you? Do I need to read a quick stanza to show some recognition? Dr. Ladd shows up around here too, the guy from the alley, just so you guys know. His house is right around the corner.
A little bit.
His code word to let us know he's here is purple. That's not a common word you would hear on the radio. So if somebody gets the word purple, obviously we have Dr. Ladd here with us. And I'll ask him a few questions too. But back to Henry, you're always the major focus. And you said a little bit.
Rome on the map.
Henry.
Looking at.
Henry. Get back to your work. Can you show us maybe a picture of a map? Can you give us an image through the blue box? Chase, any words?
Model. I just got model.
Move.
We're not leaving.
Don't even look at me.
We're not leaving yet. We got some folks walking through here, Henry. I know you don't always like big crowds, but it's still pretty quiet in here. We're being respectful. We're just asking about your work, particularly your last page.
There's a lot of Spanish music.
Henry, we heard a sound from the church earlier. Can you tell us what sound we heard?
Presented.
What was the sound that we heard
What's
from
that?
the church?
I got supporter.
You could show us an
Stop.
image. We're not leaving. We try this every night.
Information.
We're trying to get information from you. You want to verify that you're here? You haven't given us anything yet, and it's already been 4 minutes.
Wild part.
Henry,
Little.
second time she said little. I think she said tiny earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
Henry was not a big man, just so you guys know. He's short, stout, weird mustache. Like, yeah,
42.
he was 38. Henry, you're not giving us anything. Can we get another image from you? That would be
Rattled.
Henry. Serena, how you doing in there? Don't fall asleep.
I'm not following the side.
Henry, can you give us another image?
Edward.
Another name. Who Edward is unless it's tied to Mary.
A lot of Spanish stuff.
No correlation to this story.
Location.
Henry,
1.
do you want to talk about something else?
The fire. Videotape. Or interviews. Not sure.
What's on fire?
Or is this a person?
Is it a fire person? That would be badass.
Take care of your customers.
It's a blurring shape of a curtain. Seems to be
Ooh, I just got
building.
unholy.
I believe I see windows.
And the word devil showed up here twice. And then it's not working. We're not buying it. What was your parlor tricks? Notice she didn't say anything for
Ow.
the past 30 seconds.
Mhm.
So we're getting descriptions and other words. Anything weird on there? Any readings at all? Nothing. Henry? I asked you to play nice tonight. This is your idea of a joke. It's not very funny on our end.
Allegedly.
Henry, just give us a clue about what you did for a living. Give us a little bit. We know you're here. I know you're here.
Here it's not.
What?
Brown.
Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd, everybody. Dr. Ladd, what's your code word? Verify you're here.
Bank account. PayPal.
Tap her on the shoulder.
No one's ever.
That same.
Yeah, we know it's the same code word. Just tell us what it is.
Knows.
Wow, they're just playing tricks tonight. Like, you got her on the nose. Like, that's how I took that. Dr. Ladd and Henry, we're wrapping things up because you're not giving us anything.
Nothing we can do.
You're bullshit. I'm not buying it.
In pain.
Where are you in pain? What part of the body?
Help.
What part of the body? You could show us. You sure Sabrina
The
doesn't?
heart.
Oh.
There's that sound again. Are you sad about Amanda?
Occur.
Huh?
Occur.
Yeah.
Are you sad about Amanda? Did she ever make it to Charleston?
2 o'clock. Eastern.
Did Amanda ever make it to Charleston? Sabrina, you got something?
Another person.
Start doing a list.
Wow,
that looks like that looks like a machete.
Serious. Any blood in that picture?
No. White light, almost white light through the person. I can't see their face or anything. Just the outline.
Okay. Henry, Dr. Lab,
Some
really not giving us a whole lot here.
espresso.
Apparently. So that's they had back in 1800s.
1,005.
Can you tell us goodnight so we can wrap it up?
Forever.
You can give us a picture of a moon. We'll take the hint. Henry, Dr. Ladd, can you tell us goodnight? I'm going to be back again tomorrow. Wow. Chase, nothing.
Talking.
Yeah, I'm still talking.
79. Rock music.
I'm sorry, Chase, did you have anything?
No, still nothing.
All right, Henry. I'm going to call it. I will see you again tomorrow.
809.
All right, let's go ahead and tap her on the leg, Dad, and then Sabrina, go ahead and peel that off your face. Yeah, help her out. She's not getting it. All right, take a look at these images. Nobody get up.
Okay.
Just to make sure you guys can adjust to the light. I don't need baby giraffes on the ground. You can go ahead and hit the stop buttons on your